Let me put the disk of Windows Server, and now we can start. As most of the Dell servers, they use life cycle controller to configure the RAID and install operating system. So press F10 on your keyboard and enter that life cycle controller. I have pressed F10 and now let's wait. We are entering the life cycle controller. And first of all, try to get the latest firmware before you do anything, which I did. Okay, select those items and update it if the internet connection is available. Then let's go to the configure RAID and deploy an operating system option, and then I will select configure RAID first, then next. Taking more time. Okay, the RAID controller is PERC H330 adapter, and I will select Windows RAID, and if you click about, you can see the version of your lifecycle controller and UEFI version. Okay, I'm showing this because maybe the version which you are going to do will be different. You may not see that same option which I am clicking, but it will be still kind of similar. Okay, now as I click next, we can select the RAID which you want to configure. I will select RAID 5, and it requires minimum 3 hard drives. I have 4 hard drives. I will select 3 of them, and the fourth one I will choose the fourth one as a hot spare. I will not select that in this window. I will just click next, and I will give a name for the disk. You can give any name. Okay, and if you want, you can do the partition here, create the size of the logical drive, and select the hot spare disk right here. And then finish. Yes, and the RAID configuration is done. The partition, I am using this as a full partition. I will do the partition later when it boots from the Windows media, because I haven't decided how much size it's required for the C drive and all. And here the boot option, by default it will be BIOS. I would not recommend to choose the BIOS. Instead, I would recommend to use UEFI. If you choose the BIOS, uh, it will not allow you to do the partition more than 2 TB. And now I have selected Windows Server 2022 as my operating system. As you saw that I have inserted the media already, and I have selected the option from here, and I am waiting for that window to show which says select the proper media. Okay, and then manual install. Click next, and I'm going to select the media. But even though I have selected the media, I saw that it's not booting from that DVD. When I click the finish button, server is restarting. Okay, it's trying to boot from the DVD, but as I said earlier, it's yeah, boot failed. Now I have to do some tricks here. I will go to the boot manager. You can go to the boot manager by pressing F11 now, or you can go to the boot manager by pressing F11 when the system restarts or when the system boots. Okay, let me confirm that it's showing an error again. I will wait for a second attempt. Booting from DVD once again. No, boot failed again. You can see that. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is, as I said earlier, I will add a boot option manually. I will show you how I did that by restarting the machine and going to boot options by pressing F11. It keeps failing. Yeah, so I have restarted by pressing Alt Control Delete, and now I will press F11 and it's entering boot manager. Now I will go to one short UEFI boot menu. Then I will go to add boot option, and I will browse the DVD of Windows Server. I will go to EFI folder. Inside that boot folder, I would select the boot x64.efi and I will give it a name, 6 character minimum. Okay. And just below that, input optional data. It's optional, it's not mandatory. Anyway, I'm going to fill that. And commit changes and exit. Okay, now you can see the fourth option, it came there, which we added manually, and I'm going to select that. Now let's see whether it boots from that or not. Booting from Windows Server. Okay. Yeah, and it's loading Windows. I just want to verify a few more things, like the Windows can detect the hard drive, or it is showing the full capacity of the hard drive. This is a small server which I am going to use for an Active Directory, a small environment. I can see the progress bar, uh, but my mobile seems like it cannot show the contrast between the real progress. Uh, it's hard to see from the mobile camera. It's hard to see from the phone camera, I mean. But it's progressing. Mm. The mobile cam is having a tough time to focus the screen. Sorry, guys. Okay. Okay. Now select that. It is installed now. Now I will select the one with desktop experience, so that I can get the full graphical options, graphical interface. Accept. Next. Custom install. New. Okay. 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 Seems working. If you have selected boot option as a BIOS, you will not be able to see the full capacity of this hard drive, especially if it is more than 2 terabyte. BIOS cannot detect that. And that's it, guys. Thank you.